Please subscribe, like, comment, and thanks for watching.
Breathlessly reported by the Trump-hating media at every turn is so intense that they proudly beat their leftist chests every time they issue an indictment against someone, anyone, most of whom are living in Russia and will never be brought to justice here or anywhere else for that matter, or have been indicted for events that preceded Trump, or for lying to the FBI, which we later find out wasn't even considered a lie by the FBI agents, or is so serious that one guy got a whopping 14 days in jail. Bottom line, none of the indictments the special counsel has brought has tied the president to Russia. But you wouldn't know it from these guys.
A lot of paper here tonight, but the one thing that jumped out at me is the President of the United States, individual one, directed a crime.
So right now we have a sitting President of the United States who committed 2 felonies while running for president.
And so if history means anything in the Trump era, if precedent means anything in the Trump era, Donald Trump must be impeached because of the crimes prosecutors say he committed in the Michael Cohen case.
Robert Mueller is essentially then saying, here, Congress, here's an impeachable offense, you decide.
I think what this totality of today's filings show that the House is going to have little choice the way this is going other than to start impeachment proceedings.
So did the president direct a felony? If Michael Cohen, who is probably one of the most flawed prosecution witnesses I've ever seen, and that's saying something, is relied upon to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Donald Trump circumvented campaign finance laws, they might just as well be whistling Dixie up the Mississippi. Permit me. Number one, if the president directed any payment, why? What was his state of mind? What was he thinking? What wasn't he thinking? Do you really think Michael Cohen knows? Maybe he didn't want his wife to find out. Maybe he didn't want his family to find out. Maybe he was trying to prevent any tarnish on his brand. Or maybe to simply get the woman off his back. It wouldn't be the first time a high-profile person paid to get rid of a nuisance lawsuit. Now, there is a presumption of innocence in every criminal case and every criminal investigation. And never a presumption against that without evidence that acts are done for purely criminal reasons. And don't forget, it was citizen Donald Trump's money that was used and not campaign money for whatever might have occurred before he was president, unlike another president impeached for acts that occurred with a young intern in the Oval Office while he was president. And so far, 30 million taxpayer dollars for this nonsense. It's nonsense, especially because Barack Obama was in a position to actually do something about so-called Russian interference, but did nothing except to tell Putin to knock it off. And even that I don't believe. And as for the testimony of holier-than-thou Cardinal James Comey, the grandstanding political operative who believes the rules don't apply to him and who fought so hard to testify in an open setting, I'm left with only one thought. Jim, why the hell did you want your testimony before House and Judiciary and Oversight Committees to be in public? Jim, you readily admitted almost 250 times that you didn't recall or didn't remember. Honestly, it would have been and is less embarrassing for you to do it behind closed doors. But Slippery Jim says he doesn't remember important facts about the most important FISA case in American history that required his approval. He states it doesn't matter where the fake dossier came from. Yet, he still has total confidence in the FISA process that he corrupted. Now, I don't have to go over this again. Comey's been found by the Inspector General to have mishandled the Clinton email investigation, to have lied before Congress, not about exonerating Hillary before the investigation was done, and to be an admitted leaker of sensitive information that he wanted to get to the New York Times through his friend. And when asked if he would have fired the lovers on his staff, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, who openly communicated their hatred and disdain for candidate Donald Trump, yet all the while investigating him, Comey states he can't answer in the abstract. He doesn't deny he would have allowed them to stay on the Clinton investigation in spite of their hate, as long as they gave an explanation. No surprise, Jim, since you're a pal of the Clintons. But most shocking is Comey's role in the theater of the absurd. A fake dossier paid for by a woman who's his friend running for president. And he's best friends with the special counsel in charge of the case. And he doesn't remember key details like the party who funded it, in the most blatant display of public corruption and personal political cover in American history. Shame on you, Jim. And that's my open. Tell me what you think on my Facebook and Twitter, # Judge Jeanine.
I thank you. God bless you, and may he continue to bless the nation that has showered this land with love for more than 2 centuries. Thank you all. God bless you all.